Hi friends, it's Susan Smith with Stamp Creatively, and I'm going to show you how I do a stamp stack. So you can see my Ring camera. That's hilarious. Okay, I'll pull it down so you don't get that glare. Well, I'll try. So when I do a stamp stack, I do everything in Canva. So I print my invitation. It's a stamp stack. I'll say, are you running low on birthday cards, get well sympathy, masculine cards? This is the class for you. It's 9:30 to noon. It's the same time I always do my classes, or 6:30 to 9. I keep that the same. You have 20 cards and envelopes with the variety, and it's $40. This is a way for me to use DSP because we are DSP hoarders as a group, right? So I use up my DSP and I set it up. I'm very intentional about how I set it up. I do a Christmas card event and I do it the same way. So I don't know how you do yours, but I have tables, like those long tables. So the cards are set up across from each other. And I'll zoom out a little bit because I'm going to set my cards up across from each other. So I set them across from each other on the table. They'll have normally the same ink, same base card. So like this one was on one side of the table and this one was on the other side. They both had white card bases. They used the same DSP. I pre-punch these so that they have little trays that have punched out things in them. They had skinny pieces for the words. It used the same blends on both of them. They could either use these embellishments or rhinestones, depending on what they wanted to do, but it was out of the same paper pack. So again, these were across from each other. They had white card bases. They either put this piece on the front or embossed this one, and then this was the design. I try to keep it simple. Both used memento. Maybe I already said that. Sorry. Okay, so those were across from each other. Then these were across from each other. Both smoky slate card bases. Both used the same ink. This one is the background is embossed. They used a tab punch for the words. These I pre-cut for them. So they had designer series paper. This ran through the embossing folder to give a little texture. And then they had words across the bottom. And this used the pearls. This had the metal embellishments as an option, but this card doesn't have any on there. But that was the option. Okay, so I'll do 10. So I have 2, 4. Then this is 6. Both vanilla card bases. Same embossing folder. This one uses the, oh my gosh, Crush Curry, designer series paper, twine, sympathy. They had like 4 different words. This one is a birthday, same embossing folder. The garden green is cut the same. Both are vanilla. They had this little strip to add behind. They both used the twine. This one had the birds, and this had these embellishments. And again, I think there was a congratulations there. There were like 4 different words, all in espresso. Okay, so those are cards 6. Here's 7 and 8. Both used the blueberry bushel. This was the just checking in blueberry bushel ink, except for this, they did use the memento. This has the white. They had the option of putting the white on the inside too, because it's hard to write on blueberry. This was pre-punched. This is the lemon lolly twine. And then a lot of times if I'm going to add a second color like this one, I'll put a spot there if I have it. Because we all know what it's like if you put your dark color out with a light color and they're both ink pads, that's a no-no. So I do a lot of the punching in advance just because it's easier than having the punches on the table. So that's 8. And then this is 10. We used vanilla base and a white on top because I like to mix the vanilla and the white. These whites were punched out and along with this peacock, and the peacock was the words. we used this in Lost Lagoon as the background. So they could make these cute little tag cards, or they could add these words in the middle and stamp around it. Both the same embellishments, and they had a choice of the gold or silver. So my goal is to get them to get their 20 cards and get them all done and feel good about them. I will also put out a paper pumpkin where I have everything ready to go. So it's all in an envelope, and they can either make it while they're there, or if they're running behind, they can take a picture of how it goes together, stamp the words, and take it home. So this was their paper pumpkin option. This is all I have left. They liked this. And I also will put out one of the kits so that they can do the same thing. Everything's in the envelope that they need, except for some embellishments. They can take some embellishments if they want, and then they can just take a picture of the card kit that they get and go home and put it together. This one's real easy because it doesn't require any stamping. This paper pumpkin one, they stamped the words. In fact, they were so funny, they went over to this, and one of the words is sending you a big squeeze. And so then they added it to this card. Instead of just checking in, they were sending a big squeeze, which I thought was cute. So they even improvise while they're here. So it's $40, and they go home with 20 cards and envelopes. So 2, 4, that's upside down, 6, 8, 10. I suggest they make no more than 4 of each card. So, because again, they're at the same table. You have to move from side to side depending on what you're making. But, you know, if they want to make 4 of this and 4 of this, I don't care. It's white. And I've punched these out. So if there's a limited amount of a DSP, like for this one, I'll tell them they can only make 2 of that. But most of the time I have plenty, especially for things like this. I mean, that's super easy. So I hope that's helpful. I've had several people ask me how I put together a Stamp-A-Stack. I've been doing this for a long time. In fact, we joke, I started this. I've been a demonstrator for 26 years, so I started this a very long time ago. And I live in Indiana, and my goal was to get people to come to my house. Oh, look, that camera's right there. Okay, I'll turn this so maybe we can't see the camera. So my goal was to get people to come to my house. So I wanted to have some events. My upline didn't do anything like this. So up from us was Tammy Waddell, who lived in California. And she's like, there's no way I would cut that much paper, so I'm going to call it a Stamp-A-Stack, and we're going to use note cards and envelopes. So she did it, and she did everything with note cards and envelopes. I didn't want to just use note cards and envelopes, so I added the cut paper. So that's kind of how it all came to be. I've been doing it for a long time, and my people really like it. So that's my little video. Oh, and see, I've got on we got this in Vegas, baby. Thanks for joining me. Gosh, have a great day. And hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll be happy to help you out. All right, have a good one. Bye.